I'm hoping, and I apologize in the middle if my electricity goes out.
Here too.
It is live streaming. It's good to see everybody. Unfortunately, a lot of us are sitting in flood zones and lots of trees. I'm kind of glad that my area cut down a whole bunch of trees before we moved in, so they're not right across from us. I'm trying to mute everybody, so just give me one moment. And is Erica on with us now? Erica Velasquez is joining us. Where is she?
Hi, I'm here.
Excellent. I love that. There's all these little windows, 57 of us today. Erica, talk to me again so you pop up. Oh, there you are. Your hair got long. Okay. So I need to make Erica if you haven't known this about me yet, I'm really a real person. So just, so I'll tell her, Erica, you look really pretty. You look really nice. I hope everything's going well. There's unsettling feelings for those of us who have children, grandchildren, and those who are students. So Erica, what's the situation with JTS? It's virtual classes for your last year?
So at least for the cantorial school, what we've heard so far is that the fall will be completely virtual. We have a little bit more of a high risk as singers.
Oh, yes.
And we're also like, individually working out what we're going to do for high holidays. And we've been talking about that and discussing that. So fall will be virtual. And I think we will have the option in spring to be in person or virtual, however we feel is most appropriate for us. And but I had to get on my, it's been a very interesting time.
Yeah, it's tough. And we should all think about that our clergy's lives and health is being put at risk, putting them in front of the congregation, singing to each other. It's such an unknown. And also even the barriers that we put up to help them is a hindrance to their performance levels. So I can't, as teachers, I don't know how many teachers are out here thinking about them sitting in a little cubicle all day. I can just tell you that when the kids come home from school after sitting in a cubicle, I think it's going to be mayhem. They're going to go crazy running around. So hopefully teachers won't give homework so that they can run around. So Erica, I'm thrilled that you're here with us today. And one of the things that I didn't prepare you for, but I bet you're always prepared for, is to just lead us in singing Mishabero. Would that be okay?
Yes.
Great. So I'm going to pull that up in 1 minute. So and I hope none of you mind me telling you all about Erica, and I've known her for a couple of, almost over a year now. It was a nice way that I met you. And so what does a senior cantorial student take their last year? What classes are you going to be taking virtually?
I take a class called Nusach Comps. So basically we review everything Nusach wise that we can have in an entire year, leading from high holidays to festivals, weekday, but also weekday morning, weekday afternoon, weekday evening, basically the different sounds of the year. So that's a big one. Those of us who haven't completed it will have to do a cantillation class. So we're learning Echa and High Holiday Trope, and because we need to know how to do those before we leave school. And then basically it's basically just a review year. And then we prepare a lot for our senior recital, which should look very interesting this year. Yeah. We don't know if it's going to be the 5 of us together, if it will be a split concert, or if we're going to be doing them individually on our personal Zoom calls. Yeah.
But I have to say, those of us who have been following the cantorial school for years, 5 new cantors being invested, that's huge. That's like one of the biggest class in a really long time. So mazel tov.
When I entered, it was 2 of us that started together, but we're going out as 5. Everybody's in a different place when they start cantorial school. So it's been an interesting bunch of people.
Nice. And I know we don't see gender anymore, but if we were to say that, how many of what gender are the 5?
We have 4 females and 1 male.
Nice. That's really great. I'm so excited. Well, mazel tov. And I hope that when you do get your date for the seniors recital, you'll remember all of your Women's League sisters, and if you need a larger Zoom line, we can provide it for you, because I know we're all going to want to
Thank
be on
you.
that to listen. So I believe that Mishaberach should be up on our screen.
Mhm.
And if you would lead it for us, and after the first Amen, we just pause for our own individual prayers of those who are praying for healing.
Before Misha Berach Imotenu?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Thank you.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Lerimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Yasha Kochech. Thank you, Erica. And we pray for all those who are in need of healing for body, soul, mind, physical, emotional healing for all of us. So thank you. So we're up to our second Psalm of Kabbalat Shabbat, studying today, Psalm 96. It's 13 verses long, and you'll find that you're very familiar with it. And Erica will be showing us many different melodies to do that have a connection for Psalm 96 for our Kabbalat Shabbat service. So what are the psalmist's thoughts in Psalm 96? There's a wonderful, hopeful, calming vision in this psalm. It's a vision of calm and peace that seems so far off. And what is one way that we're going to look forward to that calming peace? By singing. It's our time to sing a new song, and this song will be sung for all of us. It's such a new song, it'll never be sung before. And how soon will it be sung? We can pray that it'll be in our future very soon. When will it be? A time when all humankind will celebrate God's glory. And not only will we celebrate God's glory as people, but all of nature will celebrate God's glory as well. The heavens, the fields, the sea, the trees, all will celebrate this great peace. And how amazing to think of that it'll be a world of peace, a world of calm, sung by both people and also nature. So I think about at the very beginning, we were all discussing, many of us are having all sorts of natural things taking place. I don't think I've seen this much rain since Hurricane Sandy, in a way. It reminds me a lot of that situation as the wind is blowing. And I think about some of my friends, or even the house we almost bought around the corner that had all the trees that leaned on the house. And I'm very grateful that the trees are a little further from this house, because this time of year, the trees and nature come together onto our human-built homes. So what's going to happen in this time of future peace? The intellectual and the cultural development of humanity. The entire cosmos and humankind will be uplifted. Even the depths of the ocean, which are usually hidden from human experience, will pulsate with richer form of life. All humankind will even hear those seas. It could be what's happening today with the weather. Like the sea and the nature and the thunder will communicate with people. So just think about that. Right now, those of us who are sitting in paths of the storms and the hurricanes, this thunder is a way of communicating with us. What is it communicating? Remember that old story that I'm sure we all heard, you know, the thunder and the lightning and God playing bowling and getting a strike? Yep, I see a lot of people, you all heard the same story. I can't tell if my mother's on the line, but I'm sure that she taught me that one. And what is this teaching us? That we have to be more conscious of nature. We shouldn't have this indifference between the different forms of nature, that we all need healing, that there's often this disconnect between the components of nature, but that disconnect will be bridged in this time in the future when we're singing this new song. Humankind and nature will not feel this type of alienation from each other. I keep telling you about how they cut down the trees for my neighborhood. So my house is 2 years old. And I remember meeting somebody in shul once that said to me, oh, you're the community where they killed all the frogs. It's like, oh my God, I feel terrible. And I have to say, Cameron and I, my daughter, walk around often and say, do you remember that woman who told us how they killed all the frogs to build our community? And it's a way that we caused alienation here. Where Susan and I live, there's a whole development of I don't know how many acres that has been going on since before I moved here, almost 3 years ago, where they're cutting down the trees to build homes. And why do we have more deer on the road? Because that's their home. This is the alienation that we're causing to our nature to push out not only the frogs, but the deer too. But it's essential that we have a unity between nature and humans, that we will be apparent that nature is part of our innermost soul. So there's an interesting verse about trees that we'll read later on. I'll tell you about it when we get there. As a commentary, there's a commentator named Radak who says that David composed this psalm when he brought the Ark of the Covenant to Jerusalem. In the first two verses, they use the word shir, and at this point, song, I will show you the slides so that you'll know what I'm talking about. Just need to forward them. Okay, so sing to the Lord a new song, sing to the Lord all the earth. Sing to the Lord, bless God's name, proclaim God's victory day after day. So Shiru, and remember when we sing it, you'll hear this, that Shiru is said 3 different times. So why the repetition? It has to mean something. The first Shiru, Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash, sing to the Lord a new song. What is that referring to? Shacharit, the morning service. Sing to the Lord all the earth, Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz. And I apologize, Erica, are you explaining any of this or you're doing more singing? I'm not taking any of your thunder, right? No, okay, good. All right, so the second Shiru, the singing to the Lord all the earth, refers to Mincha, the afternoon service. And I bet you guessed what the next one is. Shiru Ladonai Baruch Shemo, sing to the Lord, bless God's name. That's Maariv, that's the evening service. So each time that the word Shiru, sing, and it's not one person singing, it's the plural singing, it refers to one of our daily prayers. I had said that we have 6 psalms that lead up to the Lecha Dodi for Friday night. These 6 psalms represent the 6 days of the earth. So yesterday, days of the week. And yesterday, Psalm 95 was for Sunday. So Psalm 96 is Monday. So on this Friday, when you're singing this, you can think about what you did yesterday on Monday. Verses 4 and 9 in this psalm are used in Slichot. And interestingly, which I think is really like beautiful, I wonder if any the next thing I'll tell you, if any Jewish therapists use this. I read that Psalm 96 can be recited to increase the joy among family members. So I wonder if the next time at dinner when my children are bickering, we can sing Psalm 96 together, and then I'll tell them that this is a psalm to create harmony within the home. Just something I learned, which I never knew. So we're up to verse 4. For the Lord is great and much acclaimed. God is held in awe by all divine beings. So we're praising God and all beings are praising God. Verse 5. All the gods of the peoples are mere idols, but the Lord made the heavens. So we're reminding ourselves about idolatry. Glory and majesty are before God. Strength and splendor are his temple. Ooh, I forgot a gender neutral language here. So the majesty is there and the strength and splendor, God's temple. So it's interesting that I said that Radak, the commentator, said that King David wrote this, since he's still, if King David wrote it, he's still dreaming about the temple that he's not going to get to build. Ascribe to the Lord, O families of the peoples, ascribe to the Lord glory and strength. So there's the Mishpachot, the family therapy psalm. Ascribe to the Lord the glory of God's name. Bring tribute and enter God's courts. So think about this in terms of what I said about this being like a family therapy psalm. If you think of your home and your table as a mikdash ma'at, as a miniature sanctuary that's for God, and that each of us, you take the Genesis, that we're all created b'tselem Elohim, we're all created in God's image, then when your family gets together and they mikdash ma'at, their holy sanctuary, you're bringing in everyone into God's home. That's a way to create harmony. Bow down to the Lord, majestic in holiness, tremble in God's presence, all the earth. So it's not just verbal singing, it's a whole body. You have to use your body to bow, to tremble. Declare among the nations, the Lord is ruler. The world stands firm, it cannot be shaken. God judges the peoples with equity. So not only are we praising God, but all the nations are praising God. And I think about the world stands firm. People had an earthquake recently, our California sisters. And then we go on to what many of us are considering and living right now. Let the heavens rejoice and earth exult. Let the sea and all within it thunder. There's plenty of that going on. So it's not just the people bowing down. It's not just the people, but it's nature now as well. The fields and everything in them exult. Then shall all the trees of the forest shout for joy. At the presence of the Lord, for God is coming. For God is coming to rule the earth. God will rule the world justly and its peoples in faithfulness. So the future God is coming. If you pray about the Mashiach, the Messiah is coming. So this is one of the last comments that I wanted to tell you about of the commentaries that I learned, which I found fascinating and never really thought about. So all the trees of the forest shout for joy. So if you think about the trees, and if it's condensed in the forest, the commentaries that I read about was that often horrible violence took place in that forest because the trees were so dense that it was hidden from people seeing things. But at this time of future joy and peace, even the forest will be shouts of joy that this is what the commentary said, that there was so much violence in these hidden trees of the forest that it'll be a different time when the trees will be actually happy and happy things will take place. And it's if you think about it, then I had to connect it to like, what are they talking about? If you think of a jungle, the law of the jungle, which is often like chaos, that chaos of the jungle will be abolished, and the trees in the jungle, the trees in the forest will have joy, will be Yerananu, Rina, so song and joy. So it gave me I love studying when it gives me a different perspective of what's taking place. And I don't know about you, but I never thought about how forests are hidden places of violence. That I guess that's where the Little Red Riding Hood fable comes from. So song brings so much joy to people, and that if you think about it, everyone can sing. I know we don't sing like Erica, that's for sure. And most of us here, at least I know, I was the one school at JTS, is this accurate? The one school at JTS I didn't study in was the cantorial school for very good reason. But we can sing. Singing brings such joy to everyone. And this is really what the psalm teaches us, that singing brings rina, joy, simcha, happiness, and also shalom, peace. So Erica, I'm going to send it over to you. As far as I know, you are co-host and you can share the screen. And I hope that I change the slides when you want me to. It's all yours.
Okay, so I did make them on one slide. Can I upload an attachment to the chat?
I think so. I hope so.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I didn't want to do share screen because I wanted to see everybody's face, but I also want everybody to have the text. So here, I will. Okay, so here's what I'm using. These are the three pieces of text, each of the boxes. So each of the columns like represents a song that we'll do. So it's three verses of this. And so we'll start with Shir Hadash. Let me just make sure this is okay. Everybody can see this okay, or should I make it a little bigger?
I think it's good.
Okay. All right. So this is a part of the service that a lot of times we sing the Carl Bach melody. And so I brought three separate pieces today that aren't Carl Bach, but might paint a different picture of the liturgy. So I want to see like if maybe like, anything, comes up for you, like either through the way that the song is played, that I play it on my keyboard here, or anything else. So this is Julie Silver's Shir Hadash. I really love how she what she does with the text. So and this one has Hebrew and English, so I also like that as well. So this is Julie Silver's Shir Hadash. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai shir hadash, shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai shir hadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along all the earth a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai shir hadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along all the earth a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai shir hadash. This Yismechu is written by Craig Taubman, and you'll hear like the different styles, but I find it interesting the way that when he writes the Yismechu Hashamayim line, the word Hashamayim is the heavens, but what he writes in the music goes this way. So the notes go down, even though it's a place that's higher up. So I'll leave that for your interpretation. I also find it really cool that he doesn't use yadai a lot in his music. He tries to play with the text and he tries to see, what works. So instead of yadai, in this one, it's yamamai, which I just really like, and it kind of varies it, which I find really cool. Let me just make sure I'm in the right key. It's very important. Okay, so this is Craig Taubman's Yismechu. Yamamai, my, mamai, yamamai, my, mamai, yamamai, my, mamai, my, mamai, my, mamai, yamamai, my, mamai, yamamai, my, mamai, ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, ירם הים ומלואו. ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, ירם הים ומלואו. Yamamai, mai, mamai, yamamai, mai, mamai, yamamai, mai, mamai, mai, mamai, mai, mamai, yamamai, mai, mamai, yamamai, mai, mamai, yamamai, mamai, ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, ירם הים ומלואו. ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, ירם הים ומלואו. יממי מי ממי, יממי מי ממי, יממי מי ממי מי ממי מי ממי, יממי מי ממי, יממי מי ממי, יממי מי ממי. So the third piece and final piece that I have is by a group called Nava Tehila, which I really just enjoy and love their music so much. So this particular one I like because this is the part that's talking about the meadows, the trees, and the forest, and there's all this really beautiful imagery in the entire psalm. But this particular one, this is what I hear is like I kind of hear the trees going like this. I hear the movement within the music itself, and I'm going to try to demonstrate that in the piano keyboard part. And let me just get my keyboard set up on this side. There it is. So yeah, this is Nava Tehila's Ya'aloz Sadai. Ya'aloz Sadai v'chol asher bo Ya'aloz Sadai. Ay 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 Ya'aloz Sadai v'chol asher bo Ya'aloz Sadai. Ay 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 ay. Az yiranenu kol hatzayar. Az yiranenu kol hatzayar. Az yiranenu kol hatzayar. Az yiranenu kol hatzayar. Ya'aloz Sadai v'chol asher bo Ya'aloz Sadai. Ay 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 Ya'aloz Sadai v'chol asher bo Ya'aloz Sadai. Ay 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 ay. Az yiranenu kol hatzayar. Az yiranenu kol hatzayar. Az yiranenu kol hatzayar. Az yiranenu kol hatzayar. Ya'aloz Sadai v'chol asher bo Ya'aloz Sadai. Ay 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 Ya'aloz Sadai v'chol asher bo Ya'aloz Sadai. Ay 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 ay. So that's a Shir Chadash for Psalm 96, a new song and a new way of thinking of Psalm 96 musically.
Yasher Kochech. Thank you so much for adding to our psalm today.
Always a
And
pleasure to be here.
thank you. Oh, we'll keep having you. Don't worry. I know how to get you. And this time I gave her more notice of when to come on, so she can prepare. So you tell me what your schedule is, and we'll have you on gladly once again. So Yasha Kochech, and thank you
Looking
for
forward.
everything. It's really beautiful to have such wonderful music and to bring it to life. And especially now, these psalms are not just random psalms. Friday night service won't be the same again. You'll say, I remember learning that and hearing all these different melodies. And the last one from Nava Tehillah, I have to get it on my phone because it sounds like a pop, some song that I've heard on like now the Hits One or something. It has a very similar beat to it, which I'm gonna have to ask somebody who knows music better than me. So Yasha Kochech.
Okay.
So at this time, we transition to our mourner's Kaddish, and we read the list of names of of our loved ones who have passed. And as a global community, we think of all those who have passed. So I'm hoping that Sandy Carlton has the list of names that we have for our yard sites.
Rabbi.
Yes, excellent. Okay, and thank you, Sandy. And before Sandy reads, I gave a list of people. It's more than just a list of the U.S. Marine Corps that were identified when the Marine landing craft sank. So if Barbara Ezring could read what it says a little bit above that and the list of those 9 people who were killed.
I can just read the list of people that.
Okay.
Not getting the rest of the message on here. Lance Corporal Chase D. Sweetwood, age 19. Lance Corporal Marco A. Barranco, age 21. PFC Jack Ryan Ostrovsky, age 21. U.S. Navy Christopher Nem, age 22. Corporal Cesar A. Villanueva, age 21. PFC Brian J. Valtierra, age 19. Corporal Wesley A. Rod, age 23. PFC Evan A. Bath, age 19.
Thank you. May their memories be a blessing. And Sandy will now read our list. Oh, God.
Okay, and again, this is, I thank you for the privilege and responsibility of doing this. I will put my email in the chat so that if there are any names I mispronounced, that always bothers me, especially for a Kaddish list. And I know my students always appreciated when they taught me how to pronounce their names correctly. So please feel free to get in touch with me. Evelyn Seelig, Sue Press, Leona Elligberg, First Sergeant Amit Ben Yigal, Jesus Belina, David Copland, Louis Hoser, Ivan Stanton, Julie Wynn, Louis Berlin, Hilda Stern, Sylvia Kraus, Hope Dellin, Jack Conowitz, Lillian Benjamin, Cy Kane, Ava Fields, Mina Asserson, Marty Evans, Richard Murray, Lillian Rappaport, Eden Rich, Edan Ronan Greenstein, Susan Berman Levine, Abraham Ben Hirsch Lieb, Lillian Tobias, Alicia Niam Zura, Helen Goldberg, Mark Schwartz, Dr. Jay Marlin, Linda Hornick, Rabbi Sigma Faye Corin, Donna Spector, Alan Feldman, Samuel Ben Chaim, Andrew Cortez, Rabbi Ken Roseman, Hannah Rich, Stephen Lazarus, Moshe Miller, Stephen Carlin, Dolores Magan, Richard Myrick, Doris Kaufman Shaman, Benjamin Zimmerman, Moshe Eliezer, Phyllis Haas, Thornton Soup Saferstein, Dr. Merrill Goldman, Ruth Simons, Moshe Shrega HaKohen Ben Bachamina, Herb Lubars, Rita Rifkin Libin, Julie Horwich, Georgia Young, Allison Stopel Weaver, Herman Heinitz, Harold I. Abramson, Faye Grossman, Pinkas Ben Abraham, Judy Berger, Madeline Sau, Peter Letterman, Vera Gittin, Rabbi Micah Kaplan, Jack Fisher, Russell Bay, Nissan Yisrael Ben Yaakov Arya, Sarah Bat Abraham, Raymond Raskin, Staff Sergeant RDL Fischler, Rabbi Jonathan Brown, Raymond Sassoon, Herb Rosenzweig, Nachum Ben Leah, Devorah Bat Albert Miller, Ruth Wolf, Debbie Wilk, Joan Silver, Hannah Bat Shimon Carline, Helen Rose, Leah Barker, Dave Adler, Robert Thorpe, Shirley Martin Shush, Robbie Cohn, Ruth Ben Joseph, Margot Grossman, Florence Latstein, Pinkas Mendel Ben Yaakov for Rachel, Sam Shamuel, Rabbi Shalom Heck, Rosamond Adler, Joan Steiner, Michael Silverman, Miriam Lehman, Larry Gomolka, and then keep in mind Rita's cousin, Ellen Babbitt, who will be buried tomorrow. May their memories be for a blessing.
Thank you.
And then
And did-
Rabbi, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Today is my anniversary, which I know is a happy occasion, but as I look through my wedding album and things, I think is also appropriate that I remember all the people who, you know, were blessed memories to me who are no longer with us on this day.
Thank you. May their memories be a blessing, and our condolences to Rita. And I also want to add Dr. Stephen C. Schreiber as well to our list. Were there any other yurt sites or other people that you're saying Kaddish for that you can add at this time? And those who need to add, please just unmute yourself, and also unmute yourself if you're going to be saying Kaddish. I'll be leading us together. If you can, please try to go within the pace that I'm trying to lead us in so we can all recite it together, and those who are responding can respond together. At this pace, you can follow my cursor as we begin together. So we unmute ourselves and we rise at this time. Yitzgadal, Yitzdash, Shemei, Rabba, Yalma, Yivra, Hirutei, V'yamliv, Malchutei, V'chayechon, Uv'yom Echon, V'chayei, V'chol, Israel, Ba'adala, Uzman, Rev, Imru, Amen. Yehei Shemei Abba Barach Le'olam Amen. Almaya Yitzbarach Yishtabach Yitzbar Yitzmam Yitznaseh Yitzadar Yitzaleh Yitzlal Shemei Kedusha Le'ela, Yifko, Berchata, Shirata, Tushachata, Nechemata, Ta'amiran, Bi'alma, Bi'imru, Amen. Yehi, Shama, Baba, Maya, Chaim, Leinu, Alkol, Israel, Bi'imru, Amen. Osed
Shalom, Roma, Huyas, Shalom,
Aleinu, Yalkol, Israel, V'imru.
Amen.
May all of those that we remember today remain a blessing in all of our hearts. And may we continue to live our lives remembering our loved ones and using the values that they taught us in our everyday life. So I want to thank Erica once again, Erev Chazan, Erica Velasquez. So soon to be Chazan, she's probably called that in many places too. And but soon she'll have the exact title. I don't know if you're starting counting the days yet, but enjoy each day that you're still a student. And I want to also add to her information of not only do many of us know her, but she also was the recipient of the Kol Isha Scholarship from Women's League, which is given from Women's League and also B'nai Israel Sisterhood and Congregation Har Shalom in the Seaboard region. So she is a very worthy recipient of our scholarship for that. So I don't know how many people actually know that not only was it during convention time that we have virtual tefillah co-chairs, but all throughout the year we have virtual tefillah co-chairs, Toby Holtzman and Debbie Lampart, who are helping with facilitating our daily psalms. So shortly we'll be sending out a sign-up genius so people can sign up ahead of time to lead us in singing Mishaberach, for leading the reading of the names for the Kaddish, for the days that I may not be available to teach a psalm. We're going to be adding some other ideas in the month of September, which we'll be modeling in the month of August, to get everyone the opportunity to participate. And know that you don't have to be a scholar and you don't have to be a cantor to be able to sing or teach. We want everyone to be able to do that. So the sign-up genius will be coming up soon. I want to thank Toby and Debbie for helping us with that. The other item I just wanted to tell everyone, and hopefully my electricity won't go out in the middle of this. There was a spurt in the middle of my teaching today. We have a very long list of names of Kaddish, and it's a very personal idea of who you say Kaddish for. If I was a strict Machmir, or strict rabbi, I would say that even this, there's disagreements. If you lost a parent, you say Kaddish for 11 months and a day, 11 months minus a day, pick your rabbi, they'll give you a different answer. And many of us aren't obligated to say Kaddish for other relatives except for a month. But nowadays, honestly, you can say Kaddish, in my opinion, as a conservative rabbi, for who you want to say Kaddish for. I personally know a lot of people who say Kaddish for their pets because their pets are like their family. There are people who say Kaddish for their friends, which you're not obligated for. And if you're saying for other relatives, it's just a month. But what I want to present to all of you is if you've given us a name of someone on the list that we have, some people have told me that, after the Shloshim or after a month, we can take them off the list. But please contact me. And I figured out an easy email that I do receive that you'll all be able to remember, that you can send me this information, and Debbie and Lampert and Toby Holtzman will help me keep track of it. If you send an email to info, I-N-F-O, at WLCJ.org, it goes to me too. And it's an easy way. You don't have to remember how to spell my name or anybody else's. And tell me who you want to keep on our list, for our Kaddish list. And the same thing, who you want to keep on and who you're okay with taking off, because you feel that you are saying Kaddish for them, but we don't need to be saying their name out loud, or you were saying the name you were reciting Kaddish for them for a month. If you have questions about that, you can tell me. If you don't want to take the person off and it's a friend and you're not obligated, it's totally fine to keep them on, because we want to hear in our community who we're saying Kaddish for, but also want to not make it too long if it's possible. But it's very personal as to how and who and how long we do say Kaddish for. But we're happy that we can create this community together for people to have that opportunity. So thank you. Often at this point, we have people going off. I guess you wanted to hear me talk. And Yasha Kochech again. If people want to stay on, I think I'm going to log off because I have a feeling my electricity is going to go out soon. But I'm not going to end the call. If people want to stay on, you can unmute yourself and schmooze and enjoy. And I don't think the line's being used for a few hours. So I hope everyone has a good day.
Stay safe.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Rabbi, for a wonderful
Thank
program.
you, Rabbi, for everything.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. And
Safe,
Sandy and Barbara,
everybody.
Safe,
Be
Northerners.
safe.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rabbi. Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you.
thank you. And Sandy and Barbara, thank you for reading. And Rita, my condolences to you.
Rabbi, do you know what the status is of Debbie?
1 minute.